My name is Ryan Andrew Haney. My parents adopted me when I was a baby. My parents were awesome. My dad was a music minister. My dad was kind of like a recluse a little bit. Me and him didn't get along at times. And then around 15 years old, I started smoking weed and kind of rebelling. From about 15 to 17 is when my parents' relationship started becoming rough between them because they never could agree on how to discipline me. My dad wanted to kick me out. My mom wanted to let me stay and try to give me another chance, and ended up with my dad leaving. My mom came and picked me up, and we came back, and all this stuff was gone, and there was a note on the counter that said he was out. When I was 22, 21, the beginning of my addiction is really when it started. It progressed into me being homeless on the streets, living out of a backpack, staying on whoever's couch I could stay in or in the woods. It was mosquitoes eating me up, all just to, live another day. And the only thing that concerned me was, how am I gonna get my next fix? That was life, period. That was it. Me and Natalie met in high school. Yeah, I've been in a relationship with her for the past 10 years. 4 or 5 years down the road in our relationship is when I was on the streets. And it got to a point where she was done with me. It was either you choose this path or the path with me. And my addiction had me so weighed down and surrounded that that's the path I chose. About 4 years ago, Natalie came and picked me up from a rehab. On the way home, she told me she was pregnant. That was a pretty surreal moment. My addiction was so powerful that even at that time, it would still be another couple of years before my life changed for the better. My relationship with my family eventually became completely cut off from them because they couldn't trust me. I would manipulate them to try to get money out of them. I'd steal from them. I know my mom was praying for me hard. My mom got remarried in 2010 to a buddy. And the relationship between me and him was really bad. We did not like each other whatsoever. I was completely cut off from everybody, and then eventually Natalie was done with me. She wouldn't talk to me anymore. I was alone. I'm lucky I'm not dead. There's been plenty of times where I should be dead. I know my mom feared for it, and I feared for it too, that one day the police were gonna call her and be like, oh, we found him overdosed in a ditch, or he got robbed, or he was doing something stupid and got shot, or, I was afraid that could happen at any moment. My mom started going to Vertical Church, started going to 360 meetings. I'd been to all sorts of rehabs, inpatient, outpatient, counseling, hospitals. One day, out on the streets, I borrowed somebody's cell phone to call my mom to ask her for money. I got a hold of her again, and she was like, hey, I have a phone number for somebody that you need to call. They do this Restoration 360 meeting at the church I'm going to. Just call them. Thought about it for that whole week and just how miserable everything was. No family, no girlfriend. My son was on my mind every day. This is my life. I'm not gonna make it. The person I was in contact with at 360 was like, when you're ready, text me, I'll come pick you up. No matter what day it is, no matter what time it is, let me know, I'll be there. Texted him in the afternoon and said, meet me, McDonald's, Jim Miller and I-30, I'll be there, I'm ready to go, come get me tonight. And they did that night. And I told the person that came and got me, I'm not gonna be feeling too good, there's gonna be some withdrawal. Don't take me back there no matter what I say, don't take me back there. That night, everything was fine. Next morning, I'm not in good shape. It's bad, I'm sweating, cursing God, just begging the person whose house I was at, take me back, just take me back. I just need one more, you know what I mean? I just need to feel better. The most important thing really was going to the 360 meetings, I think, and really understanding and looking at my addiction and recovering from addiction in a completely different way. And the first thing of that was just letting God take complete control of my life, because that's something I never did whenever I was trying to get my stuff together in the past. It was always like, I gotta do this on my own, this is so hard, this is so tough. I have to find a job, I have to do all this stuff. Like, it seemed really difficult. 360 taught me to really let God take control. That person that I was could be put to death, if you will, and that I could be reborn again and be a completely new person. Like I don't even like to look at myself like I'm an addict today. I know like a lot of people in AA will say, or NA will say, you know, once you're an addict, you're always an addict. You're gonna have to deal with this the rest of your life. It's gonna weigh on you. Well, it doesn't have to weigh on you. And that was a huge thing in my mind, because that's what I was always told. This is your life. You're gonna have to always have this on your back, and you're gonna have to be so careful with your life. That's not how it really is. That's not how it has to be. Understanding that by itself alone was a huge difference maker. My addiction was telling me that I was worthless, useless, gonna die young. You're not gonna be a good father. You're not gonna be a good son. You're not gonna be a good potential husband. None of that. You're the lowest of the low, and that's where you'll stay, and that's where you'll be. But God tells me that I can be a loving father, a good son. I can help other people. I can provide for my family. I can be a good husband. I can have a family. I can be what's considered a normal person, which is actually really exciting. I think normal's not the right word for it. Whenever I start getting stressed about bills and like what are we gonna do about this? I always think, remember where you were 3, 4, 5 years ago and where you've come to now? What God brought me from then to where I am now makes worrying about a medical bill or a phone bill or something look minuscule. It's kind of mind-blowing, all the pieces he was putting in place, combining encounter with First Baptist Ovilla, my mom coming to Vertical Church, Restoration 360. All these pieces were put in place, and I'm on the streets struggling every day, not even knowing what God's doing, but he's doing it. The masterpiece that he put together, that he orchestrated, it blows my mind. So Natalie was dating somebody else whenever I moved to Ovilla. I wanted her back, I wanted to marry her. It took a little time. She had to know that she could trust me, because she's seen this before, where I starting to get my stuff together and then I just fall off. But after almost 2 years of being clean, back on November 4th, 2017, we got married. You know, I have a great relationship with my stepdad now. My mother has her son back. My grandmother has her grandson back. It's where I'm supposed to be, and it's where I was supposed to be all along. God's really working in our lives, and it's a beautiful thing. Thank you.